Welcome to T1 Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss one of the important concepts of this quant portion, that is clocks. See here students, we can expect a minimum of one question from this clocks concept in any competitive examination. Take it is SSC, CGL, bank examinations or any type of examination, even in railways also, we can expect a minimum of one question from this area. Now we will discuss the clocks concept from the basics in this video. Okay. Now see here students, in this clocks concept, generally how many hands do we have in a clock in our day-to-day life? Usually we will have 3 hands. What are those? Hour hand, minute hand and seconds hand, right? We will have 3 types of hands in our clocks which we see in our day-to-day life. But in our clocks concept, we will only discuss about 2 hands, that is hour hand and minute hand, and we are not going to discuss anything about this seconds hand. We only concentrate on 2 hands, that is hour hand and minute hand. Hour hand and minute hand. Okay. Next, among these 2 hands, which one is shorter one and which one is the bigger one? Hour hand is the shorter hand, and when it comes to my minute hand, it is the bigger hand. Sometimes instead of telling hour hand and minute hand, you may use the words shorter hand or bigger hand. So we should know the difference clearly. We already know. Why? Because we will observe that thing in our day-to-day life. Now, in our clocks concept, we always consider the dial of the clock in a circular manner. Okay, we always consider the dial in a circular manner. What is the reason behind that? Is very simple reason. Nowadays we can see different shapes of dials. We can see square shaped dial, triangle shaped dial, rectangle shaped dial, but we will only discuss about the circular one. Why? What is the reason behind that? Is the rotational axis of the 2 hands of the clock will be how they will be? They will rotate from a fixed point, right? That means the axis will be a circular one. Because of that reason, we always consider the dial as a circular one, and then only we will solve our problems, right? Now see here students, the total circle, a complete circle means how many degrees? We all know it is equal to 360 degrees. A circle is equal to 360 degrees. Now this 360 degrees are divided into how many portions, students? Please observe here. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, right? 11 and 12. See here, 0 or 12 both are same. Why? Because start and end both are same. Okay. Now total this 360 degrees is divided into 12 equal partitions, right? The distance between them will be same. There will be no difference in the distance between them. Always the difference between each and every partition is equal in this case. So total 360 degrees was divided into how many parts, students? Here 12 parts. 12 parts. So each part angular distance will become what from here? 30 degrees. Each part angular distance becomes what? 30. That means the distance between these 2 is 30 degrees. That means distance in the sense angular distance, students, here. Next, the distance between these 2 is equal to 30 degrees. These 2 30, these 2 30. Any 2 successive partitions will be always equal to 30 degrees. Any 2 successive partitions will be always equal to 30 degrees in this clock, in these clocks, right? Now, please see here. This 12 are what? This 12 are what? Hours. So that means each partition is equal to what? 1 hour. So total 360 degrees was divided into 12 hours. So each hour is equal to how many degrees? 30 degrees. That means in 1 hour, the hour hand will travel what distance, students? 30 degrees. Similarly, total this 360 degrees was divided into how many minutes? Total this 360 degrees was divided into 60 minutes, right? So that means 1 minute is equal to what? 1 minute is equal to 6 degrees. 1 minute is equal to 6 degrees. 1 minute is equal to 6 degrees. So total 360 degrees is divided into 12 hours, and the same 360 degrees is divided into 60 minutes. So each hour is equal to 30 degrees and each minute is equal to what? 6 degrees. Each minute is equal to what? 6 degrees. Okay, good, superb. Now, next, we need to know the hour hand speed and the minute hand speed here. Hour hand speed and the minute hand speed. What is this hour hand speed, sir? Very simple, students. See here, in 1 hour, usually what is the formula for speed, students? We already finished our time and distance. What it is? Speed formula is distance by time. Distance by time. Here the distance in the sense angular distance. Okay. So, in 1 hour, what is the distance it will cover? 30 degrees, right? Just now we have told. In 1 hour, it will move from one partition to the other partition. So, speed will become what? Tell me. Speed of my hour hand. Speed of hour hand will become what here? Distance covered is 30 degrees in 1 hour. So, by 1 hour. So, I will convert these hours into minutes. So, this becomes what? 30 by 60 minutes. So, that means it will become what, students? Its speed is half degree per minute. That means my hour hand is going to cover half degree in every 1 minute. Half degree in every 1 minute. Now, similarly, we will have minute and speed. We will have minute and speed. What is this minute and speed here, students? That means the distance covered by my minute hand in 1 hour. The same logic. So, in 1 hour, tell me what is the distance covered by my minute hand? It will go one complete round, right? It will start from 0 and it will end at 0. That means 0 or 12 both are same. So, in 1 hour it is going to cover total 360 degrees. In 1 hour it is going to cover total 360 degrees. So, now tell me what will be speed of my minute hand here? Speed of minute hand will become what here? 360 degrees by 1 hour. So, that means what we can write? 360 degrees by 60 minutes. That means it is going to cover 6 degrees per minute. My minute hand is going to cover 6 degrees per every 1 minute. 6 degrees for every 1 minute. So, total the circle or the dial is divided into 360 degrees. That 360 degrees is once again partitioned into 12 parts. Each part angular distance will become 30 degrees. And when it comes to this 360 degrees, it was divided into 60 minutes. So, each minute is equal to 6 degrees. And when it comes to their speeds, my hour hand speed will be half degree per minute. That means in 1 minute it is going to cover half degree. When it comes to my minute hand, it's in 1 minute it is going to cover 6 degrees. In 1 minute it is going to cover 6 degrees. These are my minute hand speed and my hour hand speed. Okay, sir, good. Now, here the most important concept is angle between two hands of the clock. First of all, we should know what is meant by this angle between two hands of the clock. We should understand this one, students. Then only we can solve the problems effectively and easily. What is meant by this angle between two hands of the clock means? Please see here. We all know the clock is divided into 12 portions. Okay. Right. The clock is divided into 12 portions. Now, for example, if the time is some 4:40. So, if the time is 4:40, where will be my hour hand? It will be somewhere between 4 and 5. When it comes to my minute hand, it will be at 8. It will be at 8. Now, the angle between two hands of the clock means it is the, see here students, there will be two chances. Sir, this is one thing I can say, this is angle between two hands of the clock. What about this? This one also I can say the angle between two hands of the clock, right? So there are two chances for me. So, because of that reason, angle between two hands of the clock means the shortest distance between two hands of the clock. Two hands of the clock, we will consider that one as angle between two hands of the clock. That means by observation here, students, which angle is more and which one is the shortest one here? Tell me. This is the shortest one when compared to this one. So, that means we should consider this as my theta, that is angle between two hands of the clock. Sir, as you have drawn it the diagram very clearly, so we can tell it easily. But in general, by just seeing the diagram, we cannot tell, right, which one is the shortest one and which one is the longest one. Then how we need to solve, sir? With this observation, tell me what should be the, what is the possibility of having a maximum angle? Tell me what should be the maximum angle between two hands of the clock? What will be the maximum angle between two hands of the clock? Now, please see here, students. Assume like this two hands are there for me initially. What is the angle between two hands of the clock means? You will obviously take this one. Slowly it will travel. My minute hand will travel, and at some point of time, this is my minute hand and this is my hour hand. At some point of time, they both will be in a straight line. Now, they both are in a straight line. So, this will become what? 180 degrees and this becomes what? 180 degrees. Why? Because it is in a straight line. It is in a straight line. Now after some more time, what happened? My minute hand will go to this position. Assume now this angle is 181 and this angle is 179. Tell me which angle you will consider here. Obviously 179, right? 179. And okay, before going to 179, at some point of time it will be at this point. Assume this is some 180.5. So which one you will take, and obviously the other one will become what? 179.5. Which one you will consider? Which one is shortest one among these two? This one. So I will consider this one. That means the highest possible angle between two hands of the clock will be what, students? 180 degrees. Okay. The highest, please note down this one, the highest possible angle between two hands of the clock is 180 degrees. This is the highest possible one. If you get, sir, while calculating, sometimes we will get an answer greater than 180. Then what we need to do? See here, students, if you get an answer greater than 180, that means see here, if in one side, if the angle between two hands of the clock is some 240, while calculating you came to know that is 240. If this is 240, what about this one? This will become what? 120. Why? How? Why? Because this is a complete angle. In this, if this is 240, obviously this will become what? 120. This will become what? 120. Or else, in other terms, we can say it as what? Reflex angle. So, while calculating, okay, if we get a value greater than 180 degrees, then its reflex angle becomes the angle between two hands of the clock. That means, for example, while calculating you got a value which is equal to 200 degrees. Then what will be your answer? Don't write 200. What you should do? You should find its reflex angle. Generally, how you will find reflex angle? Simply subtract it from the complete angle. Complete angle means 360 degrees. So, you will write it as 360 minus 200 and your answer there will become 160 degrees. So, please be careful, students. Our angle between two hands of the clock should be always less than or equal to 180 degrees. Angle between two hands of the clock should be always less than or equal to 180 degrees. If you get a value greater than 180 degrees means, then immediately find its reflex angle, and that reflex angle will become angle between two hands of the clock. Okay, understood? Now, so okay, that is how we will find it, angle between two hands of the clock. Good, superb. Now, please see here, then how we will find, sir? Just okay, one thing is clear, the shortest distance between two hands of the clock is angle between two hands of the clock. That is clear for us now, as of now. 12, 3, 6, 9, 5, 8, 10 and 11. Right? Now, if the time is some 3:40, assume it as now the time is some 3:40. So, my hour hand will be here and my minute hand will be on 8. These are my two hands of the clock. Now, how I can find the angle between two hands of the clock, students? Please observe here. How we know that this is the angle between two hands of the clock. Okay, good, superb, sir. Then how we are going to find means, see here, if I find this angle, why? Because from 0 my minute hand will start, right? And if I find what is this angle, assume this is some alpha and this is some beta. And if I want this angle, how I can find this angle? Tell me. Alpha minus beta will give me that one. That means what is alpha here? Angle covered by my minute hand. What is beta here? Angle covered by my hour hand. In this case, minute hand travelled more distance than hour hand, then that is fine. For example, if the time is some 8:20, where my hour hand will be there? Here. And where my minute hand will be there? Here. So, in that case, my hour hand will travel more distance, right? So, sometimes my hour hand will travel, sometimes my minute hand will travel more distance. So, to avoid the confusion, angle between two hands of the clock, theta is equal to modulus of angle covered by hour hand minus angle covered by minute hand. Okay, so why? Because sometimes my hour hand will travel more distance, sometimes my minute hand will travel more distance. Because of that reason, we will use the formula theta is equal to angle covered by my hour hand minus angle covered by my minute hand. Now see here, if the time is, see here I have taken example of 2:40, but I should write a generalized formula, right? If the time is some x hours, y minutes. If the time is some x hours, that means 2:10, 5:10, 5:40, 8:40, 9:40, 5:50. Like this we will tell in that manner only, right, time. If the time is some x hours, y minutes, then what will be theta? Now please see here, in this example only, now the time is 3:40, right? Exactly at 3 o'clock, where my hour hand will be there? On 3. My hour hand will be there on 3. When it comes to my minute hand will be on 12, right? That means already my hour hand will travel what distance here, tell me? Already my hour hand will travel what distance? 3 into 30 degrees. Why? Because we know each partition is equal to 30 degrees. And from there it will start moving. And then from there it will start moving. So that means in x hours, already my hour hand will travel what distance? Priorly, my hour hand will travel x into 30 degrees. It will travel x into 30 degrees. Next, in these 40 minutes, take this example. In this 40 minutes, will it stay only on 3 or it will start moving towards 4? Definitely it will start moving towards 4. How much distance it will travel? For that only we have learnt. What is the speed of my hour hand? Half degree per minute. So that means what I can write? Just now we calculated, right? What is the speed of my hour hand? Half degree per minute. So in y minutes. Why? Because y minutes, right? In y minutes it is going to cover what distance? Y into 1/2 degrees. This is the total angle covered by my hour hand. Hour hand. Understood? In 10 minutes my hour hand will cover what distance? 5 degrees. Why? Because 10 into 1/2. In 20 minutes, 20 into 1/2, 10 degrees. So similarly in y minutes, y into y/2, 1/2, y into 1/2. This is the angle covered by my hour hand in y minutes minus. Usually my minute hand will travel with what speed? 6 degree per minute, right? Just now we calculated. Minute hand speed is what? 6 degree per minute. So in 10 minutes, how much degrees is going to cover? It is going to cover 60 degrees. How you said? 10 into 6. Right? Similarly, in y minutes. Why? Because now the time is x hours, y minutes, right? In y minute, it is going to cover what distance, students, here? It is going to cover 6 into y degrees. 6 degrees into y. Okay, every 1 minute it is going to cover 6 degrees. So, 6 into y. Now, please solve this one. What we will get? 30x plus y/2 minus 6y. So, if I solve this one, what I will get? 30x plus 2 is the LCM, y minus 12y. So, the angle between two hands of the clock will become what? 30x minus 11y/2. So, this is the only formula which we will have in our entire clock's concept. Angle between two hands of the clock. Angle between two hands of the clock. Angle between two hands of the clock, theta is equal to modulus of 30x minus 11y/2, where x is hours, y is minutes. Where x is hours and y is minutes. Where x is hours and y is minutes. So, why we are using mod here, students? The reason is very simple. Sometimes my hour hand will travel more distance, sometimes my minute hand will travel more distance. So, even though if you get a value in negative, we will simply directly write it as a positive one. And next important thing, what is the next important thing? Our angle between two hands of the clock should be always less than or equal to 180 degrees. If you get a value greater than 180 degrees, what you will do? You will find its reflex angle and then write your final answer. Understood? So, this is the angle between two hands of the clock formula for us. Right. Next, we are going to solve some problems. Now, see here, students. What is the angle between two hands of the clock at 2:30? At 2:30, I need to tell what is the angle between two hands of the clock. So here time is 2:30. So here x will become 2 and y will become 30. Y becomes 30. So what is the formula for angle between two hands of the clock? Modulus of 30x minus 11y by 2. Modulus of 30x minus 11y by 2. Solve it, what you will get, students? 2 into 30 or else 30 into 2 minus 11 into 30 by 2. See here, students, this 2 is this one and this 30 is this one. Okay, don't get confused. So what happens to this? 60 minus 2 ones, 2 15s. 11 15s are 165. 165. What you will get here? Minus 105. That means our final answer will become what? 105 degrees. 105 degrees. Why? Because we have a mod here. We have a mod here. This is how we are going to find the angle between two hands of the clock at any given time. At any given time. Okay? Right? The next one. Everyone pause the video and try to get the answer for this one. Pause the video. Angle between two hands of the clock at 10:20. Now the time is 10:20. So we know what is the formula. Theta is equal to modulus of 30x minus 11y by 2. Here x is 10 and y is 20. Right? So theta value will become what for me here? 30 into 10 minus 11 into 20 by 2. Right? So 2 ones, 2 tens. What it becomes? 300 minus 110. You will get 190 degrees. Is 190 degrees our answer? Is 190 degrees our answer? No. Why? Because angle between two hands of the clock should be always less than or equal to 180 degrees. But what we got here? 190 degrees. So what you should do now? You should simply find its reflex angle. How you will find the reflex angle? By subtracting it from 360 degrees. So 360 minus 190. So it will become what for us? 170 degrees. So the answer should be 170 degrees. Students, please be careful. In options, the first option they will give it as 190. The first option they will give it as 190. If you are in a hurry without observing this concept, there is a high chance of marking your answer as 190, but that is completely wrong. Okay, your angle between two hands of the clock should be always less than or equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so please find its reflex angle and write that as your final answer. Next one. Pause the video and try to solve this one. Okay. Now the question is, an accurate clock shows 8 o'clock in the morning. Through how many degrees will the hour hand rotate when the clock shows 2 o'clock in the afternoon? See, 8 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Total how many hours are passed? 8 o'clock in the morning means 8 a.m. 2 o'clock in the afternoon means 2 p.m. Tell me how many hours are passed here. You can simply say 8 to 12 it is 4 hours and 4 to 2 it is 6 hours. Fine. Like that also you can do. Or else 2 p.m. if I want to write it in 24 hours time. How I can write this 2 p.m. in 24 hours time? I can write this as 14 hours. And this one anyway it will become 8 hours only. So what is the time difference between 8 and 14? 6 hours. Either you can follow that method or this method. Just we need to know how many hours are passed. So how much time is passed from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.? How many hours are passed? 6 hours. So we already know in 1 hour my hour hand will travel what distance, students? In 1 hour it is going to travel 30 degrees. In 1 hour it is going to travel 30 degrees. So in 6 hours it will travel what distance, tell me? In 6 hours it will travel 6 into 30 degrees, which is equal to 180 degrees, That means my hour hand is going to cover what distance means through how many degrees will the hour hand rotate? It is going to rotate 180 degrees. Next one. A clock is started at noon. By 10 minutes past 5, the hour hand has turned through. Similar one. Now it started at when? 12 noon. That means 12 p.m. It is started at 12 noon means 12 p.m. Now By 10 minutes past 5, what is meant by 10 minutes past 5? Tell me students. It is nothing but 5 o'clock 10 minutes. 10 minutes past 5 means 5:10 p.m. Now tell me, how many hours are passed from here to here? 5 hours 10 minutes. 5 hours 10 minutes. How many hours are passed? 5 hours 10 minutes. Now see here, we know that in 5 hours what is the angle covered by my hour hand? Anyway, they are asking us only about the hour hand. What is the angle covered by my hour hand in 5 hours? So 5 into 30 degrees. It is going to cover 5 into 30 degrees. Correct? Yes, it is correct. So 5 into 30 degrees, it is going to cover 150 degrees. Plus in 10 minutes, it is going to cover what distance? Just now we discussed. What is the speed of my hour hand? What is the speed of my hour hand? It is half degree per minute. Its speed is, it is going to cover half degree for every 1 minute. So in 10 minutes, 10 into 1 by 2. So 2 ones, 2 fives. So overall its angle will become what here? 155 degrees. That means my hour hand is going to cover what distance, or it is going to rotate what distance? It is going to rotate 155 degrees. It is going to rotate for 155 degrees. Okay. Next one. The angle between the minute hand and the hour hand of a clock when the time is 4:20 is. Now the time is 4:20. I need to tell what is the angle between two hands of the clock. Students, pause the video and try to get the answer for this one. What is the formula we have? Theta is equal to modulus of 30x minus 11y by 2. Good. Now substitute in that 30 into 4 minus 11 into 20 by 2. So what happens here? 2 ones, 2 tens. 30 into 4 it becomes 120. 11 into 10 it becomes 110. So the angle between two hands of the clock will become what? 10 degrees. 10 degrees. See here students, why I have given this 420 means, few students will think that anyway 420 means our hour hand will be on 4. General thought, if they think in a generalized manner. 20 minutes means my minute hand also will be in 20. So the angle between them is 0 degrees. Few students will think in that manner. But what actually happens here students, see here, 420 means, this is 3 and this is 3, 4 and 5. Yes, correct, my minute hand will be on 4. There is no doubt in that. My minute hand will be on 4. But what happens to my hour hand, tell me? Will it suddenly jump from 4 to 5? If it will suddenly jump from 4 to 5? No. Meanwhile, it will start revolving, right? From 4 to 5, how much distance it is going to cover in the 20 minutes means it is going to cover some 10 degrees. It is going to cover some 10 degrees. Because of that reason, the angle between two hands of the clock will be 10 degrees here, 10 degrees here. What happens here is, some students, if they don't know the concept or anything, directly they will say that anyway hour hand is on 4, minute hand will be on 4 only. So the angle between them is 0 degrees and they will mark it as 0 degrees. That is wrong. Okay, so please be careful. Here the angle between them will become what for us? 10 degrees. 10 degrees. Next one. At what angle the two hands of the clock inclined at 15 minutes past 5? This is different style of asking the same question. 15 minutes past 5 means what? 5:15. 5:15. And the same, at what angle the hands of the clock are inclined means simply the angle between two hands of the clock. Angle between two hands of the clock. So what happens here? Theta is equal to modulus of 30x minus 11y by 2. So what happens to this? 30 into 5 minus 11 into 15 by 2. Right. So 35 are, it becomes what? 150 minus 11 into 15. 11 15s are 165. 165 by 2. It will become what students here? 165 by 2 means 82.5. 82.5. So 150 minus 82.5, it becomes what? 17.5 plus 50. 67.5 degrees. The angle between two hands of the clock 15 minutes past 5 is 67.5 degrees. 67.5 degrees. Next one. Right. These are the basic questions students from our clocks concept. Still there are some other concepts which we will discuss in our next video. Thank you very much.